Welcome back to A Divided USA. Check this out. So here they are back at it again. Sprayed the sky a couple days this week, 2 or 3 days last week. You got beautiful Camelback Mountain. Yep, just going back, layering it up. All this right here, I don't know if you guys can see this, how good this is coming out. All that right there spreads into this, creates this thin, milky cloud cover, if you want to call it that. Over here is a prime example of how, like I said, this will spread out and create these thin, foggy looking clouds. And today they're starting to spray it up real good or real bad, however you want to call it. Yeah, I got a new phone. I got the Super Zoom now. Yep. So that's kind of an example. Yep. Just another example of what's been happening. And the truth of the matter is that it's available information under the Freedom of Information Act. That's why they don't block these videos, because it is part of a weather modification solar radiation management program. It is geoengineering the weather. They say they're doing it to induce artificial cloud cover to reduce the drought and reflect a percentage of the heat up into the upper atmosphere. So if that's the real reason, either way, it's not working. In my opinion, it's actually increasing the drought. It's not stopping it. So yeah, it's a real problem, and it's something that's been going on for a while. I've been documenting it for the last almost 20 years. I mean, steadily on a regular basis. I've been talking about it for 15 years, but I've known about it for quite some time. Over approximately when I first realized what it was about 22 years ago, just after the towers went down. And now you can see it's kind of one of those things that still remains to be, it's a time when people would say, oh, are you a conspiracy theorist? It's like, it's right in front of our face. It's right there. There's no denying it. Now, the million-dollar question is, why are they really doing it? Is it really to reduce the drought? Is this something more sinister? Or is it to actually increase the drought? Because that's what it looks like it's doing. And the days, take a ride up here to Camelback Mountain, so that way we get a little bit higher elevation, and that way you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about over here. And so let's go ahead and let's check it out. So yeah, stuff must come down. These nanoparticulates and aluminum oxide, potentially barium, other proprietary chemicals that are being sprayed in the sky, they're going into the soil, they're going into the water, we're breathing it. Aluminum is extremely bad for the human body, and just for overall life and health, whether it's animals or whether it's human beings. It's extremely bad for you. So it's kind of one of those things where I've talked about for a long time, because of the fact that it doesn't seem to be getting the exposure that it should. And this is available public information under the Freedom of Information Act. This is part of the Climate Change Initiative Sustainable Development Agenda 21 initiative, passed in June of 1992. 178 countries signed on to that initiative, and the local governments of each country is following out these programs. In this case, in the United States, this is the Air Force that's doing this. It's a fact, ladies and gentlemen. You can argue and debate, we can give our opinions about stuff, but you can't debate facts. And the information I'm sharing with you is factually based information. And like I said, I will continue to keep this conversation relevant on my platforms, and I hope all of you will do the same. And I'm going to be starting a website this year, and that way people will be able to share their photos and their videos from your local cities and states, and depending on what country you're in, if you're not in the United States, so that you guys can share that information with me, share those videos, and we can kind of collaborate. So, and at the end of the day, I want people to care about this issue, because whether or not we realize it, out of sight seems out of mind. Sometimes we don't feel like things are affecting us in the present moment, but it is affecting us. It is, all of us. It's cumulative, It's like that song, killing me softly with it. It's that basic kind of like slow kind of death, that's really just hurting us over time. It is affecting our health. It is. I remember seeing a conference in California. There was a climate summit, and after they had presented, that they wanted to create sun dimming and global cooling, as Bill Gates calls it. They're trying to repackage it as if it's something new, and basically what they're saying is that, hey, like one of the press in the auditorium had asked, have you done studies on the health effects of what's being sprayed in the sky? And they said, yes, we have. And then he asked, well, are you going to release the findings of that study? And they said, no, we're not going to be releasing that at this time. At this time, meaning they're never going to release that information. They're never going to tell the public what it's actually doing to our health and how bad it is, and what side effects and what aspects of the body it's affecting, for the most part and overall. I mean, they're never going to release that information. But the fact is, they know what it's doing. And regardless if they say they're doing this to save the planet, at what cost? At hurting human life to save the planet? I mean, does that make sense? No. It's outrageous. It's ridiculous. So at the end of the day, I'm going to still do what I can and be a beacon of hope and light on this issue. And like I said, I hope all of you will join me in spreading information and creating awareness in this very, very important subject. This is a conversation that everyone needs to start having. It's not a political issue. It's not a left or right or white or black issue. This is bipartisan. This is an issue that no matter what your political standing, everyone can get behind this issue. I think we all care about the planet that we live on, and I think it's time that everyone starts stepping up and being outspoken about it. So thank you again. God bless. Please be sure to like and share these videos. As you'll see, I've got many more. And in the last couple months, you'll see on my timeline in the last 10 videos that I posted a few others that show time-lapse videos starting as early as 6 o'clock in the morning and going right up through the afternoon into the sunset, and showing the progression of what the sky looked like in the morning, clear, as they start to spray, and the progression of as they layer it up and starts to create this foggy, milky, polluted sky. Even on a day like today where it was supposed to be a clear forecast. So, all right, appreciate it. Thank you all. I'll check you on the next video. Later.